What's going on, guys? Unknown Player here, and today once again we've got a bunch more Destiny 2 stuff to discuss, a lot of interesting topics. So there's actually a new version of Destiny 2 launching in a different market which has its own changes, but also tells us a little bit about how Destiny 2's future might be. We have a much needed buff to the RNG of some of Destiny 2's rarest items. I know you guys are definitely going to be really happy about this one. Going to be talking about Faction Rally, who's winning, some more debates going on, and of course a roundup of all the latest news and announcements and things to be aware of. So of course, if you want to support this video, then a like rating down below is much appreciated, and let's get into it. So let's talk about something which is definitely a first for Bungie and Destiny, which is a new version of Destiny in itself. This, as you can see, is Destiny Guardians. You're probably wondering, what is Destiny Guardians? Well, it's actually the Korean version of Destiny 2. Basically everything we've had so far in Destiny 2, not 1, re-releasing as a Korean version for the Korean market, of course. I have no idea who that dude in the middle is supposed to be. It looks like he's holding a sword or something. I guess this is more tailored towards kind of Asian market, with the whole kind of city vibe. This is obviously set, or what looks like, in the last city underneath the Traveler, which is all broken up. So this game in itself launches on the 5th of September, of course, one day after Forsaken launches for the Western market, and this is going to include Forsaken as well. That's going to be inside this game already. Something very strange that caught my eye was this presentation kind of slideshow, and this one features a bunch of characters, but notably Cade 6, of course, this is going to launch after Forsaken. Obviously Cade 6 dies at the very beginning, so why is he on this poster if Forsaken is inside this game? Maybe they'll stagger the launch of Forsaken for this game by a little bit, but of course, in theory, when it launches, he should be removed from the game because he dies, of course, right when this comes out. But something we can take from this game and apply to Destiny 2 is they did say that Destiny 2 and Destiny Guardians are going to share the same update schedule, so the stuff and DLCs are going to launch at the same time, supposedly. So in this slideshow, they featured the Destiny 2 campaign, the Dawning event, the Faction Rallies event, Iron Banner, Festival of the Lost, which we'll get to in a second, Trials of the 9, Solstice of Heroes, and Crimson Doubles, or Crimson Days. But of course, the Dawning, the Crimson Doubles event, and Solstice of Heroes will have already passed long gone by the time this launches on September 5th. So the fact that they're advertising events which have already passed for Destiny 2 maybe implies that we're getting these events again for Destiny 2 Year 2. So next year, there'll be another Dawning, another Crimson Doubles, and another Solstice of Heroes. Maybe these are going to be permanent events. Why else would they promise these events for this game? Because they've already gone by the time this game comes out. You can also see the Festival of the Lost icon on the right there, which implies it might return this year for Destiny 2. Obviously, it didn't return last year, and this is the Halloween kind of mask-themed event. Something also worth noting is that this game does appear to have a very strong Eververse presence of microtransactions and possibly even pay to win. So this is a brand new vendor for this game called YUNA, and she is going to be the Eververse vendor. You can see the Eververse logo on her chest there and the kind of gold plating. She is actually going to play a much bigger role in this game than Tess does in Destiny 2. A lot more things are going to go through this character, YUNA, so she's going to be a very kind of focal point. So apparently you can buy most of the content and DLCs through her directly. There's also 25% experience boosters, unlimited Eververse reimbursements, and the highest level of gear every single week. The Korean translations aren't 100% accurate, so it's hard to tell on some terminology like Eververse reimbursements. I'm not sure what that means, maybe refunds. But there's definitely no confusion when it comes to you buying max level gear, so you can literally become max level by buying stuff inside Eververse. So it's not massively surprising. I know that a lot of the Asian video game markets, microtransactions and pay to win games are a lot more common and not really seen as a big deal over there as much as the Western markets. I'm not personally sure why that is. It could be regulations, it could be the companies, it could be the culture in general. Maybe you guys know, but there's definitely a big difference in both markets. But either way, there is going to be a lot of stuff in this game which simply would not fly in the Western market. So comment down below, what do you guys think of this? So moving on to some very good news, I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be happy to hear, but some of the exotic catalysts, they are obviously the rarest items in the entire game, and Bungie is increasing their drop rate. This is going to be in the July update on the 17th, of course 1.2.3, but Bungie said they're going to be increasing them slightly to make them a little bit less rare. So in particular, these 6 rarest ones, these are the 5 strike catalysts, so Cold Heart, Merciless, Prometheus Lens, Risk Runner, and Watercliff Coil, and also the Skyburner's Oath, of course, from the raid. These are the ones that are going to get a slight increase in their RNG drop rate. It's not going to be massive, but it's going to be something to make them not just ridiculous as it is right now. I'm not sure how many of you guys have any of these catalysts, but I personally have 0. I've never even seen one drop for anyone else. Nobody I know has one or has seen one either, and I know people that play a lot of Destiny 2 even more than I do. They are pretty much myths right now inside the game. A lot of people don't even believe they're real or believe they drop simply of how rare they are. I mean, so many of you guys tweet me images of rare stuff that you'll get in game, which I love seeing all the time. but I can probably count on one hand how many of these I've seen in my Twitter feed. Of course, there are ones that are a lot less rare, like the ones I'm sure all of us have got. The Tractor Cannon, Darcy, Borealis, Crimson from PvE kills, and also the Colony, Midar, Vigilance Wing, and Jade Rabbit from Crucible. Those are a lot more common. I don't think they should buff these strike ones to be on the same level as those, but somewhere in between would be nice. Obviously, since launch, the community was asking for things to be more rare, and now we have that, and Bungie is reducing it and making it more common, but I think there's a difference, there's a fine line, because these things were just way too rare. Based on Bungie's wording, it sounds like they're not going to make a massive change, so it's still going to be very rare, and probably most of you won't ever get one, but they won't be as ridiculous as they are right now. But obviously, I want to hear from all of you guys. What do you think of this? Do you have any of these strike catalysts? And also, what do you think of the RNG reduction? So recently, Bungie have been giving out a ton of information on lots of different aspects of the game, things happening in a few weeks from now, a few months from now. I want to give a kind of very condensed summary of everything they've said. So in terms of some stuff happening on the 17th of July, of course, the 1.2.3 update. These are honestly some of the best quality of life updates I've seen in Destiny 2 so far. So quick play is going to be changed to 6v6 now permanently forever. Simple as that. And also Supremacy is going to be removed from the rotation, which is absolutely awesome. Rumble is going to be a permanent playlist from now on, which again is great to see finally. You're going to be able to earn Valor from competitive, Crucible Labs, Iron Banner finally, and also Trials itself. The next Iron Banner is going to be on Tuesday the 10th, so it definitely gives a massive incentive in my opinion to play with the ranking system now. Very nice quality of life thing. You don't lose your win streak if you join a match in progress. Again, should have been there from the start. It's something a lot of games have, but you should not be punished for losing a game that you've joined where you're already losing. Also, if you're on a winning streak and you get to the max cap at 5, it's not going to reset back to 1 and you go back to the minimal bonus. You're going to keep getting that 5 streak max bonus if you're on a streak, which again makes so much sense and is going to be really good. Ranked is going to match make based on your actual ranking now, which I'm not sure why it wasn't a thing in the first place, but now it's been fixed. And the last thing, Glory Lost Streak is going to decrease your points lost instead of increase. So all very good things for Crucible. Also, of course, both raid layers are going to launch on the 17th with the update. They're also going to be the only place to get 400 power level weapons, not armor, just weapons. So just in these raids until September, of course, of the Forsaken. It's going to be a little brief period of kind of exclusive 400 power level gear. The Solstice of Heroes event, which is 2 weeks later, that is going to be the only place to get 400 power level armor. Those prestige raid layer ornaments that we've been looking at inside Benedict's inventory since December finally are going to drop, of course, in this update. And they also have their own catalyst. So the Leviathan has the Accurus, Eater of Worlds has Telesto, and Spire of Stars has the Sleeper Similar catalyst. The prestige raid layer is going to have their own specific loadout requirements and also modifiers. The same thing we talked about months ago. Those are going to be how it works in the difficulty, basically. So in a given week, for example, you may have to use the loadout of any SMG, shotgun, and hand cannon. You have to use those weapons with the modifiers, 2 of them which are unique for the raids, and also Prism, which is returning, which is nice to see. Of course, the original Leviathan prestige has differences in the encounters, like 2 extra dogs, for example, but these layers are not going to have any differences, just the modifiers and set loadouts. In terms of some random stuff, everything you had at the beginning of Warmind's launch, that has all been saved and snapshotted and is going to be available in the kiosk from Forsaken. So in September, you'll be able to go into your menu and pick out anything like the Better Devils, for example. You're going to have that saved forever. At launch in the collections, you also won't be able to buy back any random role items, but Bungie are working on a solution for that. In terms of getting shaders from the collection, you can infinitely buy any one you already have. It's going to cost to buy it, but not to apply it to anything you want anymore, so that's been removed. So definitely a lot of quality of life updates, and I'm really looking forward to the ones on the 17th for the Crucible. Now, I also wanted to talk about faction rallies and give an update on my Titan for those asking. I said last time how everything is 385 except for the boots, so hopefully now we can fix that. I do also have 10 bright engrams or prototype engrams to hopefully get the popcorn emote, maybe, probably not. I feel like I'll probably wait for it to be in the prismatic facet, so I'll have a better chance at getting... Oh, wait, there it is, never mind. Probably the only thing from Eververse I actually wanted, but now we finally have it as my endgame achieved. I think I'm probably the last person in the entire world to get this emote. I'm very late to the party. Pretty glad I got it without having to spend any money on Eververse or spend a ton of bright dust in it. Decreases Sparrow repair time after damaging. Oh, that sucks. I really wish you could reroll Sparrow perks. It's so annoying because the instant summon is just literally the best perk in the entire game on Sparrows. Like, no one would use anything else. Apart from maybe Sparrow Racing, every single one of these other perks is just pointless. Like, they should just remove them and just have this on every Sparrow. I guess I'll keep it for the collection, I guess, but hopefully someday they add random rolls to Sparrows. All right, give me some boots. There you go. Nicely done. First time, nice and easy. We got the boots. All we needed. RNG is feeling pretty nice today. Before I could even finish saying, give me the boots, he already gave me them. So there we have it. My Titan is now, once I infuse these bad boys into my Midnight Exodant Greaves, we are 385 on my Titan. We've got a bond and an auto rifle. This is honestly no exaggeration the first time in Destiny 2's history that I've actually liked my Titan, how it looks. I really love this armor set. If you don't know, of course, this is the Escalation Protocol armor set, the full set, but the chest piece is the Hellfire Heart with no ornament. I think kind of matches better. But yeah, honestly, I love this set. I hate the oversized, bulky, massive shoulders. This is my kind of Titan set. Really hoping Forsaken has more of these kind of slim armor styles, because so far I do not like most armor sets of Destiny 2. And Cade 6, what have you got? You have the tractor cannon and a chest piece. I've had enough tokens to hit rank 50 for a long time, since like Thursday, but I guess I might as well open now my Titan. There's definitely a big debate going on as to who's winning the faction rally, because various sites are showing lots of different information. So the Charlemagne bot now only shows the registered users to their account, and that shows Future War Cult winning by a lot. Then there's one called Guardian.show, which shows Dead Orbit winning by a lot. So no one really knows who's winning right now. Luckily, we'll find out very shortly, but I could see it going either way, to be honest. I know there has been a very big push for Future War Cult recently, so they could definitely take it. But there's also a lot of people that went for Future War Cult and New Monarchy last time that didn't go for Dead Orbit that will now be going for them. And of course, all the people that went for Dead Orbit last time but didn't get to rank 50. So they could still win, to be honest. But comment down below who have you personally pledged to, and also who do you think is going to win. So there you go. My Titan is now complete, 385. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did and want to support this channel, then a like rating down below is massively appreciated. Of course, you can follow my Instagram and Twitter down below in the description, and make sure you are subscribed if you want to keep up to date with this channel. If you want to watch another video from myself, you can click this image on screen right now. But as always, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.